Hello friends, welcome into the Cowboys Report. I am your host, Tom Downey. Go follow me on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney for more Cowboys coverage, and feel free to tweet me or DM me any questions you have. Rumors coming up, but first there are some news items around the Dallas Cowboys, beginning with Randy Gregory. The report from Mike Fisher is that the plan is to file for reinstatement on Monday. Now, we had the earlier report that Gregory's reinstatement appeal was going to come in within that 10 to 2 week window. That does check in for the Monday timeline there. I'll make note with Gregory, per the reports out of his camp, is that he has not failed or missed any tests since his suspension, and the hope here is that he is reinstated in time for training camp. If so, that's a big boost for the Cowboys. We've seen how great he's been when he's actually on the field last year. 6 sacks, 7 tackles for loss, and a part-time role. So for Gregory, getting him back would be key. Now, there are some other notes here on the Gregory reinstatement path. In particular here, that Gregory's parents might be coming down to Dallas and living with him and helping him get back on track. If so, that's a pretty big deal for the Cowboys. Now, the Cowboys have been very supportive of Gregory, and back to both sides there, that's a big part for the reliability stuff that Roger Goodell emphasizes so much on this thing. Now, I will make note, the plan is for Monday, for when that is going to be filed. If you remember the last time we went through the Randy Gregory reinstatement process, everyone kept saying, oh, it's coming soon. And soon took like a month and a half. Everything got pushed back. So the plan is Monday. I will assume it comes in on then. But I do think there's a scenario where maybe it doesn't actually come in on Monday and the extensive paperwork takes a little bit longer than planned to actually file. Now, if the Cowboys get back Gregory, that's a pretty big boom and addition for that defensive line depth chart. They, of course, have DeMarcus Lawrence. Fun fact, more on him coming up later on in the show. Robert Quinn is there. Assume Tyrone Crawford is there as well. Taco Charlton, okay. Dorrance Armstrong. But if Gregory's in there and he plays, I assume, mostly on passing downs, that's a dangerous front there for the Cowboys coming off that edge rusher class. So, here's the question for you. True or false? Randy Gregory will play in at least 8 games this year. Of course, type T for true, type F for false. I will go with true. I do worry some about, of course, a relapse, a suspension, all of that stuff, and even just injuries there. As of right now, it's nothing set in stone, by the way. I think it's more likely than not you see Gregory back on the Cowboys. So, bit of a gamble. I'll go with true, though, on this one. Let's move to Zeke, because even when we think they're out, we get pulled back in. So the security guard from the Vegas concert, music festival for whatever it was, Kyle Johnson, is now pressing charges. And he's upset because he says the NFL has swept the incident under the rug, and he's mad there was no anything levied against Zeke in terms of the NFL discipline. And he didn't like the apology that he got there. So for Johnson, here's his quote. First off, a couple things I want to break down with this one. First up, he says, he put his hand up and said, hey, Zeke, you're a big man, you're in the NFL. That's what Kyle Johnson claims he said to Zeke. Which, first off, doubt. That doesn't make any sense at all. You saw the video. There wasn't even enough time for Johnson to say that. Like, something else was clearly said. I don't believe that at all from Kyle Johnson. And then he's upset that there's nothing happening to Zeke, that the NFL is saying it's okay to go to Vegas, get obliterated, and jump over fences, which I guess has some truth to it. I don't like the situation Zeke put himself in there, but I think it's pretty obvious to see what Kyle Johnson's doing here, right? And then Zeke's lawyers, by the way, aren't holding back. Here's the statement they put out. Over the course of the past several weeks, Mr. Elliott has been the target of extortion, and that Johnson's filing is just the latest in an attempt to do so. Which makes me kind of suspect, if you're already throwing out the word extortion, either A, you're just trying to win the PR battle, or B, you've already got the evidence of the security guard saying, hey, Zeke, I won't press charges if you give me a little something. Which I think that's a possible, not saying likely, just possible here, potentiality outcome here. So for Zeke, look, I think double jeopardy applies to the NFL in the same way it does court cases, so he's not going to get suspended because of this, but it's just another thing they got to deal with here in the offseason. All right, guys, do you like the Cowboys Report? I kind of assume you do. We all know you watch. Now, I will make note there are a lot of you, we have the numbers to prove it, that watch the show but aren't subscribed, which is kind of weird. If you want to know each time we've got a new video or a new live Q&A, just hit that link below there or just hit the big red button if you're watching here on YouTube and subscribe to the Cowboys Report. All right, let's move then to Rolando McClain. God, we got some fun news items today. McClain wants to return to the NFL because of course he does. Now, I'll make note, he hasn't played in the NFL since 2015 and was suspended indefinitely in 2016 because the dude couldn't stay clean and kept failing drug tests. Now, the Cowboys do still have Rolando McClain's rights, and look, it's easy to get caught up in this. What if the Cowboys got 2011 or 2015 or 2014 McClain? That guy was really good, right? There was a reason he was a top 10 pick. There's also a reason why he hasn't played in the NFL in several years. And frankly, maybe my tune would change if the Cowboys weren't already loaded at linebacker. Again, you're not going to find a better trio of off-ball linebackers, i.e. non-pass rushers, than Jalen Smith, Leighton Vander Esch, and Sean Lee. Cowboys don't need Rolando McClain. Now, if you can get lucky and a team says, hey, Dallas, we'll give you a conditional 7th-round pick tied to how much or if at all McClain plays this year, that intrigues me. I don't know how realistic that is, so I'm not getting my hopes up for any trade package for McClain or him coming back to the Dallas Cowboys. Now, let me know what you guys think. Do you want Dallas to give him another chance? Type Y for yes, type N for no. We've been down this road. We've seen how it plays out. It doesn't work out in the end there. So I'm typing in N for no. Maybe I'd feel differently if the Cowboys didn't have Jalen and LV and Sean Lee. I don't think the risk-reward is worth it here. I'm typing in N for no, but let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Let's move into some Cowboys rumors. First up, is the Dak Prescott deal going to get done? This is barely a rumor, but Jane Slater was on Good Morning Football and had some, I think, noteworthy additions to this report, namely that, of course, the deal's going to get done. And by the way, from the report from Jane Slater, there is going to be no hometown discount. That's not going to be a thing, which, again, we've known that. There's also not going to be a holdout from Dak. That's not his style. Much like Jane, I would be stunned if Dak did that. He's going to go about his business and let his agent Todd France handle it. So no discount, but no holdout either. In the end, I think this deal gets done, and so does Jane, by the end of the summer. Maybe even in time before the end of training camp, which I think would be the best route there for the Cowboys. Dallas isn't going to panic and rush. I want them to get the deal done before Jared Goff. That's my big thing. I don't want to have a scenario where not only is Carson Wentz signed before Dak Prescott, but Jared Goff is also signed before Prescott. Like, if you're the Cowboys, that's only going to cost you more money in the end. Now, again, the price tag for Dak comes in somewhere in the $32 to $34 million range. That's how contracts work. Dallas messed up by not getting Dak's deal done earlier. Yeah, that's proper syntax there. You waited until after Russ signed, until Big Ben got his extension, until Wentz got his deal. It cost the Cowboys money in the end. Look, this deal is going to get done at some point soon. I just don't know when, and I don't know exactly how much. But that 34, maybe just under 32, that's kind of your absolute high, your absolute low, unless something really weird happens between then and now. Now, folks, what is your favorite sport to play? Different type of question here. A, feel free to tweet me at WhatGoingDowney. I bring this up because we're talking quarterbacks. I thought about Tony Romo, who hopefully going to win the American Century Championship thing, whatever it is this week, where he is leading, at least entering round 4. I hope he wins it there. And golf is actually my favorite sport to play. So let me know in the comments section, what is your favorite sport to play? And feel free to tweet me them as well at WhatGoingDowney. Move to trade talks here. How about a KARL Joseph trade? I'll give this one 2 stars. It's possible. I don't know how likely it is. But I do think if Joseph gets traded, Dallas makes a lot of sense. And this report comes to us from The Ringer, who says the Cowboys are the best landing spot for KARL Joseph if there is a trade. And it does make some sense. I mean, we've talked about it several times before. Joseph's future, it's in doubt. Like, they signed LaMarcus Joyner, who can play nickel or safety. If he plays more nickel, there's still time for Joseph there. They drafted Jonathan Abram, who's going to be the strong safety. Joseph is best as a strong safety, I think. Here are the 2 biggest questions, though, for any potential trade involving Joseph and the Dallas Cowboys. Number 1, do the Raiders actually want to trade him? Abram is a rookie. They don't have to rush into anything. If there's an injury for Joseph or Abram or Joyner, that leaves them thin at safety. So they're not going to panic trade Joseph right now. And secondly, what's actually the asking price? Joseph didn't play much in the first half of last year. He did, though, play much more in the second half, kind of got out of the John Gruden doghouse. But, of course, his future is very much in doubt because they drafted Jonathan Abram to basically replace him. So if you can get him for a 4th or a 5th, I'm in. Because the Cowboys' strong safety depth chart right now, it's probably the weak link on the roster. Jeff Heath is passable, I guess. He is still your predicted starter. George Iloka going to fight for that role. Kevon Frazier, Donovan Wilson are frankly closer to battling for that fourth safety spot, including Xavier Woods, of course, there, than they are for a starting role. So if you can get Joseph for I prefer a fifth, I would consider a fourth. I think that kind of works out there in the end. Now, speaking of trades, what trades do you want to see the Dallas Cowboys make? Let us know in the comment section, folks, what trades you want. Trade or trades, by the way. So, KARL, Joseph, if you want to trade players away, and by the way, we already did a video on this, but I like to ask the question too. What trade or trades do you want to see the Dallas Cowboys make this offseason? Let me know in the comment section. Plenty of different options there, but let me know which one you think makes the most sense for the Cowboys. Let me know down there in the comments section, folks. Now, today's show is brought to you guys by MyBookie. Head over to chatsports.com/GoCowboys. Use promo code GoCowboys for a 100% bonus. That's chatsports.com/GoCowboys for a 100% bonus. You put down $50, they're going to give you $50 for free. Again, that's chatsports.com/GoCowboys. Use that promo code. Go Cowboys. Put down $50. They're going to give you $50 for free. You will not find a better betting deal out there than the ones from our friends over at MyBookie. Go bet on the Cowboys to win a lot of games. You'll probably end up turning a profit there. So that's chatsports.com/Cowboys. Promo code is Go Cowboys. One last rumor that I don't know what we're doing anymore out there on the internet. Is Tank's contract the Cowboys' worst? No, of course it's not. What are you doing? This is Bleacher Report, by the way. Listed all of the worst contracts. This wasn't even their worst take, by the way. Their worst one, and it was for apparently a similar argument, was that Khalil Mack's contract was the Bears' worst. Yeah, I too think that paying a top 5 edge rusher is a bad move. What are you doing out there? Look, it's fair to have some concerns about the injuries, but this is not the worst contract for the Cowboys. Now, to be fair, the Cowboys don't have very many bad contracts. They're in pretty good shape right now in terms of the cap. But a 5-year, $105 million deal with $65 million guaranteed, how is that the worst? That's the going rate for a premier edge rusher. Guess what? That's what DeMarcus Lawrence is. I don't understand how you can make the argument that this is the worst Cowboys contract. Yes, DeMarcus Lawrence had a bad 2016 because of a back injury, and he had surgery this offseason. You can have some concerns about it. But I'm going to pay a dude who just had 14.5 and 10.5 sacks the past 2 years. Like, I'm just going to pay that guy and be happy about it. Now, if you want to find actually worse contracts, there are some other options. And these aren't even that bad of contracts. I don't like the Tyrone Crawford one. That would probably be my vote. 2 years, $9.6 million on average. That's that bottom number there is the average, not total, of course. Alan Hearns, 1 year, $6.25. You can cut him. I don't love the Sean Lee, Jason Wynn, but they're there for just 1 year. And if you really want to worry about the injuries, wouldn't you be a little bit more concerned about Travis Frederick's contract? I'm not saying I am. I feel fine about Frederick. But if you're going to use the argument of, oh, it's a long deal and there are injury concerns, wouldn't you be more worried about the guy that just missed the entire season? My point there being the logic doesn't actually track. So I hate this idea that DeMarcus Lawrence is the worst contract out there. If I got to pick one of these, it's probably Tyrone Crawford. But let me know what you guys think. Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.